Alright, welcome you guys. Today's another vlog, but today we're going to be back on the dirt bike. We're going to the Graham Trail System. It's actually off the Coeur River Road here in North Idaho. So we're going to get the bike loaded up. If you can see, we're going to get it in the back of the truck, stop and get some coffee on the way because I'm dying this morning and it's one of the things that I need to keep me going. We're going to get that loaded up, get the coffee, and then we'll take you guys along. It's a small, maybe about a 12-mile trail system, all single track. So we're hoping to get into some really good riding today. Let's go. So I know I said I was going to get some coffee. Monster though, I think that outbeats it every single time. Monster's like a go-to for me, especially when I'm going riding or anything, need that little extra boost. Monster's my thing. So Monster, if you're watching and you happen to see this at all, you got a fantastic product, not gonna lie. So we made it out to the trailhead here at the Graham Trail System. Let's see what we got here. I'm not sure what that means. I guess that's part A. There's a little sign there you can see. I'm not sure exactly what it goes to. See if it'll focus in on it. There you go. So we're gonna go ahead and get the gear on, which we got most of it on already. We're gonna put the helmet on, get on the bike, go out, see where this trail goes. Never ridden it before. I want to see ultimately. It's supposed to be a pretty bad trail. And I don't mean bad as in like not good, but pretty bad as in badass trail. So we're gonna see, we got the bike. I am gonna talk in the video today, kind of the difference of using a Enduro bike on the trail and a motocross bike, which is what I've been using here lately. I'll get into that more when I get out riding. Other than that, let's go, let's get out on the trails and let's start having some fun. So what I was getting at down at the car, I was talking about how, or the difference at least between a motocross bike and a Enduro bike from riding trails. Obviously, if you've been following along, I ride on 2014 CRF 250R motocross bike. I've done a little bit of adjustments. I've changed the front tooth, give it a little bit different gear ratio. Other than that, what I can compare it to is your motocross bikes are going to be similar to your two-strokes nowadays. They got that snappy power that if you come to a hill, you're going to be able to shoot up it, dial on that gas, and get right up it. Now, the one thing that lacks on the motocross bikes is you lose a little bit of the lug power. You can change the gearing ratio a little bit to help with that, which is what I did, to basically keep the RPMs lower when working on some of the technical stuff. But ultimately, you lack that on a motocross bike. It's snappy. You know, they don't have your newer two-strokes, your TE300s, TX300 that Husqvarna makes, the XC that KTM makes, and the XCW. All those bikes are bikes that you can lug that power on the two-strokes. Now, the Enduro bikes, the difference to them is you have that. You have that ability to lug that motor. Your power's a little bit more linear. You're not going to have quite that snappy amount of power. But each have their pros and cons. You've seen the riding that I do on the motocross bike. You can, it's the weight. I mean, mine only weighs, I want to say fuel and full, roughly between 220, 225. I'm not sure exactly. I haven't weighed it since I've added some extra parts. But I would say right around 220, 225, where your Enduro bikes, they're going to be closer to your 240, you know. So you're compromising some weight when you start using the Enduro bikes. You have a little bit more of a snappier type power
Where with your enduro bikes, you have more linear power, meaning the throttle response, except for maybe some of your super newer 2 or 4 strokes, your race bikes, the power on a enduro being more linear, it doesn't dial on quite as quick. Therefore, you gotta, when you get up to steeper stuff, you gotta work on getting that power to the wheel, getting that traction. With the 4-stroke motocross bikes, kind of what I'm riding right now, I've noticed where I have that little bit more of a dial-on type power. I come up to something steep, I can get on that throttle, and that power's there.